Hi, I've always considered myself to be a good negotiator. After all, negotiations is communication, and communication being the first letter of charm dance, it's one of the most important, and nothing begins without communications, as we talk about in the course and in life. So I was in a hotel in Dubai with my wife Jennifer, and we were going to go from Dubai, where we were participating in a trade show with a delegation. I think they were from Central Asia. I'm not sure which delegation we had at the time, but we were going from Dubai through Ethiopia onto Nigeria and Ghana. And unfortunately, I had to have a visa to get into Nigeria. And with the timing of the trade and trying to getting our approval to go, I wasn't able to get my visa for Nigeria in time for the trip. Luckily, I have two passports, so that worked out well. I was able to send one passport to the Nigerian consulate in Washington, D.C., have them complete the visa, and then forward that on to my hotel in Dubai. It should have been an easy task with FedEx and everybody monitoring it throughout the process. What happened was FedEx got the product in the United States, shipped it to Dubai, and delivered it to the wrong JW Marriott hotel. There are two of them in Dubai, and I was staying at the JW Marquis, and they delivered it to the JW Marriott, just simply JW Marriott. So I wasn't able to get my visa, my passport or my visa, and it was Friday. And in Dubai, they don't work on Fridays, and I was taking off on Saturday. So I had to get my passport, I had to get my visa, otherwise I'd be stuck in Dubai and miss my flights and all the problems associated with that. So I called Federal Express. As you can see in the picture here, I'm on the, I think, 67th floor of the JW Marriott. And I'm talking to Dubai first. Actually, I started with the United States. Then I found the number, got the number for Dubai's FedEx office, and I was talking with them. And they admitted they made a mistake. They admitted that they delivered it to the wrong hotel. So that was the first thing that I was able to build upon. Is that they made a mistake, therefore they had to solve the mistake. And they kept saying, well, but we're closed today, we'll be open on Sunday. That didn't do me any good. I had to catch an airplane and fly out. So I kept negotiating with them. I said, well, you made the mistake. There has to be a way to solve this. And when I was talking, I kept very calm tone of voice and kind of worked through and put it into their position. It's like, you made the mistake. I need to leave. What can we do to solve this problem? What can we do to get me the passport? And went round and round. Finally ended up talking to the manager of the depot there in Dubai out by the airport. He says, nobody's there today. I said, so nobody's there at all. He goes, well, we do have the janitor's there. I said, well, can you get the janitor to find the package and I can go pick it up? And so I was able to use the pause and put it into their perspective, put it into their court. I understood their situation and I wanted them to understand mine. Finally, he says, okay, I can get the janitor to pick it up. You have to pick it up between 2 and 2:30. You know, it was 1:15 at the time. You have to pick it up between 2 and 2:30 before he leaves. So I ran downstairs. Actually, I didn't run downstairs on the 67th floor. I caught the elevator, go downstairs, get in the taxi, and went to the airport. And their depot's right there by the airport. The building was locked when I got there. I pounded on the door. Finally, somebody comes out. I said who I was. He hands me my passport, and everything worked out fine, other than I wasted an entire day negotiating, trying to get my passport. But what happened was I was able, like I say, I put myself into their position. I understood why they had a problem. I understood where the problem was made. And instead of yelling, instead of getting aggressive, I was able to take a pause and say, this is your fault. This is your responsibility. What am I supposed to do about it? And put them into understanding where I was coming from, as opposed to putting them on the defensive and blaming them. So sometimes a pause is as effective as words that you say. And I encourage you to think about when to use the pause and practice it with your friends. You know, when you're talking to somebody in the middle of a conversation, take a pause and see how they react. And what happens during that pause, it also gives you a chance to think of your topic and make sure that you're thinking all that you say and not saying all that you think. So sometimes a pause is the best way to get things done.